All right. Hello, everybody. We are just about ready to get started here. How is everybody doing? Looks like we got rocking into Robin. Hello. All right. And we seem to be doing all right on the streaming front. Everything is working pretty well. So, as you may be able to see, we are back in my world here. And, which means my computer is all fixed up, which is a huge relief because I've been without it since July. And yeah, now after, I don't know, what is it? 3 months? 3 months. We're back here. And so I thought to sort of commemorate getting my computer back, we would be streaming from this world because I've got a little bit of work that I want to do here. So let's actually get up to where we can see some things fly up on top of the roof here. All right. So this is a city. We've been taking a little bit of a break from here. If you will remember back to what we were doing at the beginning of this year, we were all the way off. And I'm pointing in that direction because it's like 30,000 blocks in that way. And we have not spent much time in this city, and there's a lot of work to do. So my plan for the next, I don't know, month or so is that we're going to be doing some work here. Now, we probably won't be doing all of the streams in this world, but I want to do a couple of streams to do some things around this city. I've got some plans for an upcoming video for a project, and you can see over here I've got some things that were sort of set out a long time ago that we're going to be laying out for builds and stuff. So we're going to be doing some things with that. But tonight, what my plan is we're going to go over here and we're going to see this terrain back here, which has had just a little bit rough. You can see we're just kind of loading terrain in the back here. It's an area that I haven't really shown a lot. And actually we can go right here. This is going to be a pretty good view of what we've got going on back here. So this is the back of the city, and I want to do a little bit of work to fix this up. So I'm thinking what we're going to do tonight is we're going to work on extending the terrain from over here. We're going to go all the way over where the trees are and just connect up the terrain with this lake. And I think that should actually be pretty good. Now, I don't know that I want to keep what we've got over here. So this terrain was sort of quickly put together. And I think we might want to change that up a little bit. This is fairly basic. So we're going to try to come up with some blocks and things that we can use to do this. And maybe add in some interesting details as we go through and connect up the rocks from here, as well as this. So I think what we're going to probably end up doing is extending this terrain out a little bit so that it goes across over to here. And you can see we've got some interesting world generation. I think what ended up happening here is we had, during one of the updates, I upgraded the world but kept some of the chunks while I reset the other chunks. And this is one of the lines right here, which was just a little bit too close to my city, but I didn't quite realize what was going to happen. So that's why the water sort of ends abruptly right there. But I think this is what we're going to be doing. We're just going to be working in this back area behind the city and fixing it up so it doesn't look quite so rough. And I'll probably be able to sleep at some point. Sure does seem like it's nighttime. I feel like I should be able to sleep. But the good thing about being back in this world, one of the good things, there's lots of good things about being back in this world, but one of the good things about being back in this world is that we have easy access to a lot of different types of blocks. So we won't even have to go out and collect a bunch of materials to be able to get started with the building. One thing I have been noticing, and I don't know what's causing it, but there are some weird lighting things going on around here, especially in this area. Just seems like parts of it are just different, slightly different colors. you fly up? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just imagining things. I don't know. It looks like some parts of it are a little bit different than others. Got sort of half-finished build over here. All right. Well, let's head down into our storage room and see what we've got that we're going to be able to use to get some things built up. The other thing that I've done with this is that we are now in 1.21.10, which means we've got all of the copper blocks. We're not going to probably be using a lot of these tonight. We're going to be using them at some point in the future. I don't know why I have all these shears. Let's see, where can we drop these shears? I'm going to go drop them off over here. But yeah, lots of work that we're going to be able to do. All right, let's grab. What? Huh. Well, I know what this is from. This is from the Wither Farm. I don't quite remember why I had that. Why I had that in there. All right, let's see. We're going to want some dirt. I think we're going to want some grass. These out here. Let's see. Don't have much dirt apparently. We'll get a shulker box of dirt, and then we'll mostly have grass. I think that'll be good to get started with. Let's see. We got grass over on this side. We are really low. Yeah. So apparently when I said we'd have a bunch of resources, we don't actually have a bunch of resources. It's scattered throughout the world. If we were to go, there's some places we could go if we wanted to get some more dirt. Wow. Other places, particularly out in the desert. There's a lot of resources out in the desert. But we don't need to go out and get that. I think 2 shulker boxes worth of grass should be enough for tonight. Oh, yeah. See? Okay. Yeah, so Robin's saying here, feels like the lighting has changed in their world as well. Yeah, I feel like it's slightly different. It's thrown me off because I'm trying to get, I don't know what's going on. You just get used to the way things are looking, and then all of a sudden, it's all different. Back in class. Really don't. That's what I was looking for. Stone over here. Yeah. Lighting is different. I was also in the end dimension. I was trying to test something out. And the lighting there was all strange too. And what I thought was, so there's a mod to be able to change the brightness. And I thought at first that was it, but I mean, both of these have been, oh, there we go. Oh, make it really bright or not. Night vision or not. And I thought those were still on, which is what, and causing the issues, but not that. It's definitely something else going on. One of these days, I'm going to bring over all of the stone that I've got scattered around in this world. Fill up all of these. These are all empty. How much we're going to need here. I feel like that should... 3 shoulder boxes should be good. These back in here. Probably want... And we should get some andesite. I think that'll be good. Grab Maybe we'll get some tough too. I think we should be able to get that over here. Let's get andesite. Okay. We're going to add a bit more texture than what I had in that little area back there that we had looked at, which was just stone and cobblestone. We're going to put in some other blocks. We could probably do some light gray wool as well. Light gray wool would be nice. Got choke box full of tough. Lots of tough. Many mining sessions of blocks here. Oh, actually, I don't need to put that back in there. No need to add, but we could use that for the wool. The wool is going to be right next door. Let's light gray wool. We don't have much here. I'll probably go get some from the farm. That we should probably sleep. Oh, nighttime. All right, that should be good. Let's get out of here. Yeah, there's so much work we have to do here to get this city finished up. I'm feeling really motivated to get it done. We've done some other projects that are a lot more complete, and I want to be able to make this city look like those projects. This is the one. Yeah, see, I mean, we've got plenty of wool. Wool for days. I think that is a pretty good set of blocks that we've got here. Let's get set up on this little island here and try to plan out what we're going to do. There's stone. Do a little bit of organizing here. Cobblestone here. Andesite next to that. So we've got our texture blocks here. Grass blocks here. And dirt here. All right. So now let's think about how we're going to get this set up. Oh, it did feel strange. Yeah. Yeah, it is always strange coming back to a world after being away from it for a little while. Everything just feels a little bit off. But, yeah, it's good to be back. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. We want to be able to extend out. And I think what we want to have is have the shore come up to meet this, and so we're going to have it be a little bit more gradual on this side. And we're probably, so I've definitely learned a lot since I originally set up this area about just terraforming. We got to start blending a little bit of what we've learned in with the old. So mix the new and the old together so it's not quite so obvious that we've gotten better at terraforming. Or make the sort of earlier versions fit in with the new versions. I think at some point what we're going to end up doing is we're going to extend this lake and probably dig out this area right here so that this is not connected up, so that the shoreline goes along. Trying to think here. This is a little bit got a lot to work with here. Gotta kind of figure out what we're going to be doing in this spot too. Because what we probably end up doing is moving this so that it comes out along this side right here instead of wrapping around. I think I want to do that instead. So it's going to kind of zigzag, come around here, and then wrap around, stand straight across right there, and then meet back up. Yeah, I think that makes sense. If we can get some height, we could probably look down and see what we're talking about here. All right, so yeah, we're going to keep this point here. So the rock will go out this way. We'll eventually take out this dirt and extend the water, but for now we'll just have the rock go around. And then we're going to go straight along here, around here, and then loop across right along the tree line there. I think that'll work. Yep. Okay. Let's do it. Question is, should I have our texturing blocks all together? Probably should. Let's get some tuff, light gray wool, andesite, and maybe some cobblestone. It is building at a scale. It's definitely been a challenge with this city. Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard thing. I don't think I've got it quite down yet for this city. We've got a long ways to go before I'm going to feel comfortable with how it looks. But yeah, getting the scale right is very, very challenging. All right, let's see. So we want to have our hotbar set up here. Stone. Tough. I wonder, does the wool look better next to tough? It almost does, doesn't it? We could do... I mean, this could actually be pretty interesting, right? I don't think I've ever put the light gray wool up next to tough before. So we can use that. And then we'll have... It almost would make sense to do it this way. And then go andesite on either side of the stone. I think that's what we're going to do. All right. So now we know what we're doing with our colors. We can start mixing things in. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to start taking out these. We're going to start putting in some of the tuff along here. And then we can switch these out. And for now, we can mold this into the terrain. more andesite and cobblestone back to stone. Andesite, stone. Add. I like that. There we go. Now we just gotta kind of go along here and try to mix these in. I think we want it to be a little bit flatter initially, at least in this area here. We do that. I have no idea if this is going to work. It's a little bit challenging trying to work out the texturing. Sort of, I've not done any sort of testing on this. Who knows if this is actually going to look good in the end. We just have to really mess around with it a little bit. But try to put a little bit of patterns in here of, you know, so what I'm trying to do is have the blocks line up with what we've got. So if there's tuff, the light gray wool is going to be next to the tuff, the andesite will be next to the light, or between the light gray wool and the stone, and then on one side, but then it'll be stone, then andesite, cobblestone together. That way maybe it'll look good, but we're not going to be able to tell until we get a lot more blocks placed. But that's sort of what I'm... That's not exactly what we wanted to do. What I'm thinking, or sort of the idea behind... that. Oh yeah. I mean, I could like doing it, scrolling it just constantly. I don't have one of those, but yeah, that could be a good way to do it. I tend to do a lot of things manually. That would probably be faster if I did add more automated. Oh well. Sort of just placing blocks and seeing what's going to happen. Try to sleep. Sleep. definitely feels like it gets a lot darker before you're able to sleep. I wonder if it's part of the lighting change. What? We've got enough space here. There. We're gonna make this side better. This is here. Like that. Right? I think that's okay. I want to do this right here. Where it's stone. Right? That. I don't like that sharp corner. That's a pretty sharp corner there. Let's do that. Probably can put a bit wider. Probably also want to go through here with some stairs and slabs, possibly. Just to, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. They must be doing a lot of behind the scenes work to change with the lighting. I have not been keeping up with things, apparently. Falling behind. Oh no. All right. Gonna be you. Okay. We gotta stick with our rules here. So, light gray wool next to the tuft. And decide. Yeah. I don't like the new fog either. I did look into getting one of the mods to be able to take away the fog because, yeah, I miss the vibrant colors. Not quite the same. Yeah. But yeah, before I can use the mod, I was trying to work on it a little bit tonight, but I think it just needs a little bit of tweaking. Oh, hey, look! Robin's been a member for 7 months. Thank you so much. That. Stone in. I don't like this. I think we want to probably not quite follow the train exactly, so we're going to probably go up a step here. Once it stops raining, we'll take a little bit of a step back and see how this is looking from a distance, whether it makes sense or it could look really awful. We'll see. I feel like we should save the top for down along the water's edge. So we'll just use the light gray wool around, but we'll continue to use light gray wool up here too. But thicker vein there. That, yeah. Put in and decide to have that move back around. Put stone in there. Bad. Now that I'm thinking about it, we almost are going to need to have some bushes or something along this rock for it to look very flat. Okay. Well, one thing at a time. Probably leave. Yeah, okay. Let's get this side fixed up over here. Wool. I'll have a little bit of a cliff here. Oh, so challenging. All right. All right. Now that it's sunny, let's take a look from a distance and see. It looks very gray. Can't really see anything. All right. Let's go up and look. Get some height. Yeah, it's very subtle. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it in layers. So the first layer is gonna be the stone. Then we're gonna come through and we'll add in some decorative blocks like leaves and other things. Make it interesting. Oh, go through here. Add in some other blocks. So, let's switch out a little bit. We'll just put stone in down here. This far underwater, not too much. Use up all of our texturing blocks underwater. We're out of stone. Do a little bit of a stone. What's going on there? You know what we didn't get was any gravel, which is fine. We don't want to have gravel get picked up by Enderman or something. Then where would we be? It is kind of nice having the water here because we can use it to hold us up as we go along. Something like that should about do it. Let's see. Does the hole go somewhere deep and dark? I think it does. Pretty big cave. Drop down. Oh, look at this. This is a massive cave. I mean, big enough to fly through. Ooh. Now, can I fly out? That is the real question. It's like, why am I not moving? Oh, okay. There we are. Yeah. That's a big, deep, dark hole. Scary. Scary place down there. But we can survive it. Do a little bit of exploration around our city. There. Whoa, okay. And some other blocks here. You know what? I forgot. I got Swift Sneak on. I almost forgot I had that here. At some point, what we're going to need to do is go through and get some torches placed so we don't end up with a bunch of mobs under our terraforming here. But that'll be something we're going to have to do late. Well, tonight at some point. Right here, we gotta. Okay, do I not? Okay, I am out of andesite this time. All right, now let's go get some. Should also grab a couple of water buckets. Grab some wool here. Some tough as well. Sight. We'll go right there. All right. We do want to get some water here so that way we can fix up this little mess. It's a little tricky. Figure out here where is the spot that needs water. Go here. here. There we go. Now. No! All right. Go there. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. And there. Okay. Good. Not good. Go. Okay. And there we go. All right. Now our water looks good. So tricky sometimes. I feel like the sunset is a little bit more dramatic, considering we don't have any shaders on. Let's go stone in. Here we are. So that on here. And decide. Good. Got our stone coming in here. Think about how far up do we want this stone to go. I think we're gonna probably want this part to come along there. I need it to extend that direction. Good. Put in some cobblestone there. That's interesting. That. Although we're gonna probably want this to be a little bit of a smaller layer. We gotta go up for this hill. Yeah. Okay. Keep an eye on things here. Go up that. Go. Maybe I'll just keep it going. Keep it going. All right. So if we have our stone come up to this level, then we'll have 3 layers of grass come down and meet it. I think that'll be good. And then we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do back here as far as decoration. I don't know if I'm gonna have more buildings, maybe. Probably something to think about. We'd probably want to have it set up so that there's some sort of dock and boats. This is a fairly good-sized lake back here. Yeah, I think either builds or a garden. One of the two. But yeah, I think it would make sense to have boats back here. We've got a lot of water. I mean, we're gonna have to do a little bit of underwater terraforming. Like having all of these islands around isn't ideal, but we could deepen the lake a bit. That might be another stream. Digging out the lake. Quite think it's gonna want this to a little bit. There we go. And then that. Other one. Start. Andesite in here. Yeah. The boats sound like a good idea. I've not really ever built a lot of boats, so that'll be an interesting project. Yeah, but we're gonna definitely need to do something to decorate up this stone, because right now it's looking very flat. Let's fly out and see. Yeah. Just a slightly more textured version of a stony shore or something. that's what it looks like right now. But that's fine. This is layer 1. As we've learned with my base over on the server, do a lot with once you get the basics down. Add interesting details. A little bit fancier. Stone here. Just gonna make it just, you know, Gotta think of it sort of. Gotta be careful. There's a decent sized hole here. Did not do that. Yeah. It's, gradients are good. Breaking up that single texture. I'm starting to get a little worried at the moment with what we got here. But we're just gonna keep going. Trust that we can make it look good in the end. I'm thinking we're gonna, need to get some greens in here. Greens are a good way to, with the grays, to just add a little bit, something special. Let's think about what we're doing here. For this one, I don't want it to come back here. Yeah. Cobblestone along this spot. Just a little patch of cobblestone. Do a little bit of cobblestone on this side right here. Up. Let's do that here. There. Something like that. Now that I'm looking at it, we probably want this to go further back. A lot of trial and error with terraforming. I think that's better. Just okay. want this to be a little bit bigger here. Just a little bit. Back over here. Do a little bit of cobblestone. That. Place blocks in random locations. All good. And then here. Yeah. This is gonna be our back here. I always do that. Just the misclick and then number of times. All right. Hello, Relic. Welcome. Whoa. Fell down. All right. I'm good. Oh no. Oh, I'm glad you found it too. Yep. We've been just doing a little bit of terraforming. Building up sort of a rocky shore along here. It's going to lead up into our city. So, got a little bit of texturing going on. And then we're going, once we get the stone put into place, we're going to do some grass and dirt up this level. And then we're going to go back through and add in decorative bits. So that's what we've been up to so far on the stream, but we're making some pretty good progress here as we take this rocky shore around. I think. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm. All right, let's here. We might need a shovel. I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this around here. It's going to go through this point. Meet up over on this side. I'm also going to need to do something about these trees right here. Shovel or axe here. There we are. Excuse me, horse. Take out this tree. And maybe this one here as well. There we go. All right. Excuse me. Okay. That just all despawn. And I'm thinking we should probably get our torches in. Got some things up. He's not waiting for the boats to get built. He's just gonna go right out there. Right. We do have the things to make torches. Yes. Oh, I've got a whole bunch of torches on me already. The horse is definitely very interested in what we're doing. Let's drop down here. We're going to, yeah, this is what we don't want. Rather have all of the mobs on the surface, apparently. Yes. But yeah, try to keep these places under here lit up so that way it's more about not having a bunch of mob sounds underneath the city. Don't want that. Space. But not doing this in the most efficient way. More torches than I need. Alright. And I gotta remember to sleep because I got my villagers just hanging out in the market. Don't want anything to happen to them. Take this around this corner. I think if we do something along the lines of this, and we should be okay. To have it just sort of finish off into these trees for now, but I'm thinking what we're going to eventually do is we're going to have it connect up with what we've done over here. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I don't know what happened over here. We got a bit of glowstone poking through. Just get that fixed up. Alright. But yeah, I'm thinking eventually going to come through here, and then we're going to extend this foggy ravine around over towards the lake. That's sort of long-term goals. I don't think we'll be able to get to the foggy lake or the foggy ravine tonight, but eventually we're going to get there. Here we go. Now we're cooking. I'll just switch these out here. That there. Add an andesite. Flying through these resources. That. Cobblestone. One cobblestone. Or not dirt. Stone. A little bit of a sharp corner here. Smooth that out a little bit. Oh no, not that. Not that at all. Way too dark. There we go. That's looking better. Lines of that. Start filling in the stone behind it. Probably going to need this side to be a little bit steeper. Initially, I was thinking we were going to make it a little bit more gradual of an incline, but I don't think that that's what we want to do. Sort of have to merge this a little bit better. A little bit more deliberately. Side here. I want it to be all one block. Go. Okay. And stone. Side. Stone. Yeah, that's okay. Some stone for me. That should gonna end up being a lot of andesite and stone. Okay. Just like that. Right. See if any of this doesn't make sense. Okay. And then we're gonna put that over that way. like that ought to do it. Probably not there. We're gonna want to go along there. So we've got a very vanilla shaped terrain here. But I think that's gonna work. Hope it to not stand out too much from the surrounding areas. We want to put in a little bit of that. We probably do. Just to break up this andesite stone combination that we've got going here. Light gray wool is good for that. Not exactly groundbreaking terrain here. A lot of tried and true methods. Continue to wrap this around, and we could probably actually have it right inside. Do that. Okay. And this is going to be our last layer of stone, and then we're going to be able to start putting in some dirt and grass. I have to find a way to blend these two a little bit. Here. Almost. Do it. Remember our rules of the terrain. Andesite by the grail. Okay. That is that. So now what we're going to do is we've got to put in a base layer of stone, which is going to go under. So just like this, where we're going to have stone and then the dirt. And the reason for that is just in case any Endermen come along and remove some dirt, there's not going to be a hole in the ground. So I like to just have a double layer. Yeah. They're gonna be living in this area under the city. At least temporary. You may have to come under and release them into the wild. I definitely overestimated how much we were going to use. Okay, now let's get our, well, not quite get all the grass yet. We'll get a little bit. I just want to mark out the outline before we start filling in the rest of the stone. So I'm going to have grass running along here. This way we're going to know where the grass should be, so that it'll line up with what the plan is for this. Okay. Now we can start filling in stone behind it. This is actually end up being fairly steep through here. If I have not the bed. Yeah. That'll work. So it'll be like that. Right on. The rather uninteresting part of just placing a bunch of stone blocks. Super exciting. Torches here. Should do it. Keep it all nice and lit up for us. I say as I get the stone placed in the wrong spot. is got this big, massive oak tree in the middle of our area here. We're going to have to do something about that as well. Gonna be a little bit more. Ourselves a lot more space. Fill up things. Grab those. Don't need to hold on to seeds. Got more than enough seeds in this world to last all the days for probably one of the items in this area. So this is going to be good to be done. I think this space has been left open for be measured in years at this point. It does, yeah. Yeah. There's been a couple of things that have been put on pause until that gets resolved. Hopefully, something will get worked out soon. It's not affected me as much as some other others, but it's been a slight impact. Really. Having all sorts of trouble. I'm placing blocks everywhere except where I want the blocks to go. Just go in. Alright. That will be that layer. And then we're going to have this be the next layer. Right. We're going to have to connect it up to that in a way that we're not going to just have that straight line. I don't want to have just a straight line there. I want to have a sharp corner right there. That open. There. Here. Probably. Right. should do it. All right. That connects up that side. We're going to want this to be something along the lines of that. That to be, it's about there. I always start off doing really well, but once you start putting in these layers, I sometimes forget where the grass is going to end up. So. Along the lines. Yeah, it's coming together. We will remove our floating terrain. Yeah. There are still a few other areas where we've got floating terrain showing through, so lots of holes to fill in. We're going to start doing that. Right, got more to do here. You can always just I think that's one of the nice things about this. You're never stuck with what you have. You can always change it. Use that tree as a nice little support. We're gonna have this wrap around. Okay, well, I didn't want to drop down right there, but that's okay. There we go. The horse is gonna get out. This is a smart horse. Oh. Okay, I take it back. Maybe not the smartest. Okay. Go. Just bring it around where it is. That stretch here. Start moving it in. Work. No, don't fall down. Don't fall down. Don't fall down. Quick, quick, quick. Okay. Nope, nope, nope. I might have accidentally pushed it in. I didn't mean to push it in. I was trying to save it. Silly horse. Alright, there we go. Going along. Yeah. Gonna look. much better once we get the grass filled in, and then once we also get some of the more decorative blocks added too. Let's think about this. We want this to probably be a bit of a sharper corner there. I want it to meet up here. Right there. Border. This is gotta get a little bit more stone. Just place. So many blocks getting placed down. This is the slightly boring part. Not a lot of variation. Just a lot of stone and then a lot of grass. But crucial part for this area. Let's sleep. It's gonna take me a little bit to get used to this different or the change in how the sun goes down, or when the sun goes down. I think that should be good. We could probably grab filling up the grip with grass, because we're going to get to the point at which we finish the stone before we run out. How quickly can we place it? Always that little jump. And there we go. Fell down. See. So really what I was doing here is not doing terraforming. I was building the scaffolding that I needed to take out this tree. No. Did you see that change? Look at the change. I feel like that's strange. Weird lighting behavior. Never know how things, what they're gonna do. We're so close. We're almost done with the stone placement. Last little spot to fill in. Sorry, cow. I guess I mean, I guess that's part of them preparing to add the vibrant visuals. I would guess. Unless it means something else. I am not much of a programmer, so I have no idea, but that was... Okay, there we go. Let's get this grass placed. And then we'll be able to step back and see whether this was a good change or a bad change. So we have to go through and replace it all. I am sorry. I really am. But there's lots of friends under this city that live in the basement. So they're not alone. They're all together. They'll be able to have great adventures. Together. Should have brought my shovel with me. We are onto the grass and dirt portion of this. So one thing that I'm thinking about is whether it would be useful to put moss either along the border or have moss, like moss carpets and things, to sort of start blending the grass in with the stone. I don't know. I don't know if we want to do that or if we want to go more what the dry grass maybe. But we need to be able to place it on a block. I don't think I can place it on any of the blocks that we currently have for the stony area. So that will... That's what I'm trying to... I mean, the other option would be to do dead coral, but that would be a lot of gray. And I feel like having green or the dry bushes, which is that sort of off-white color, I think those would be good options. Stone stairs, yeah. Stone stairs would be good. Stone stairs, slabs. Maybe some light gray wool carpet, or the light gray wool carpet. We get a little height variation. Now we could do things like buttons and pressure plates. The only thing I always... Pressure plates, just the clicking sound that they make. Always kind of... It's like, do I really want to have that clicking sound or not? sure that I don't. In the wrong spot. I've got to get better at placing blocks. I say I should get better at the placing blocks, but I've been placing blocks for years now. I still do it. So easy to do. We're out of grass. That. All that. Maybe not quite. We need rockets. There we go. You don't want to take the full view yet. Not quite done. This tree is going to look very silly. Massive tree, very short trunk. Which in some ways is how some oak trees are. Right. The final layer. So close. I'm gonna have to do something about the animals tonight. The poor animals have to get some wheat and carrots and I'll be able to weed them out. Or actually, I could just get some weeds. That'd probably be easier. We don't want the animals to be sad. close. We can see the end. End is in sight. Okay. Right there. Oh, look at who showed up. Tell you what. Unbelievable. Do a little bit of terraforming and then pillager patrols just have to come along. Interrupt the entire process. All right, last block placed. Now let's fly off and see how this looks. I mean, as for being stage 1, it's not terrible. And it's definitely better than having a floating building. Oh, which has been floating for a very long time. This whole little platform around the wolf farm. Okay. What in the world? I didn't do that to the cow. The cow did that to itself. But anyways, what I was saying was this platform here, yeah, was built back when the armor trims first came out. So that's how long this has been floating back here. So it feels good to have this all done. Well, halfway done. Stage 1 is done. Stage 2. Oh, my electrical. Good thing I was over water. A little switch out here. All right, let's get some leads, and we will. Do we have leads in here? We do have leads. And we'll take care of our friends under the terrain. How? Well, I think probably over here would be nice to lead them out. Okay. Come along. You come with me. You can come with me. All the way. Let's go. Let's go. All the way. Okay. There we go. 2 down. Look at the other one. A dark hole there. Yeah. It's a falling. Yeah. Broken Elijah. Come along. Oh, we do have a cow over here. This cow. Come on. Chicken. we go. All right, let's go. Oh, this one. Okay. Come along. Good thing leads have been upgraded. Oh, might be hard for you to get out. Let's make it easier. Here we go. All right. Got quite the collection of animals. I don't think I've ever had this combination of animals on leads before. All right. Here we go. Come join your friends. All right. Okay, I didn't. All right. Take my leads. Take my leads. Our terrain back together. And they can now all be happy and free. All right, let's take a look at this. Yeah, I think that's good. We do need to do just a little bit of work here. This is not quite. This needs to be a little bit more pointed. Yeah, that's. Yes, the menagerie rescue. So now we let's put this in here. And what we want to do is actually take that. That's going to go there. Get things organized. Just change how I organize things a little bit more. Since I put this all together. Okay. That's all good. Okay. Perfect. He's back in. Use the dirt. All right. But yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. A long time in coming. The other one that needs to get done, which we won't be able to do tonight, but is this little spot right here. I really needed to have extended this through here, but or we may just fill it in. Put that up there. That needs to get done. That's the last. Well, no, that's not the last bit of floating. Well, yeah, that's the last bit of floating terrain. Because this is filled in. It just needs to be decorated over here. Right now, it's a rather flat wall of stone. Let's check out how our villagers are doing. Make sure we didn't lose anybody. Seems to be all good. Everybody doing good. But yeah, lots to do in this city. But I think that is what we're going to have for tonight. And where do we want to end? Let's end right here. It's a good spot to end. There we are. But yeah, we're going to be getting a lot more work done now that I've got my computer back. If you want to do the world download has been updated on the Patreon. It is one. But, you know, yeah, that's the way to get the world download. Yeah, that's what we got for tonight. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Robin, for showing up. Thanks, Relic. Good to see you both. And we'll do another stream. All right, so, quick update. Next week, we should be back to streaming on Wednesdays. And I'm hoping that in November, I'll be able to get back to doing 2 streams a week. But that's only 10 days away. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I should be able to get back to doing 2 streams per week in November. And then we'll see. We'll probably do 1 stream in the hardcore world and 1 stream in this world, at least until we get this city done. There is so much that has to be done. But yeah, that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. Keep an eye out in Discord if you want to see when the streams are coming up. And I will try to post also on YouTube, so that way everybody can see it. But have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next time.